So what's going on, guys? It's your boy Tay, and today we're going to talk about some realities of prison. Especially when you get locked up, you expect they give you some kind of rehabilitation or something to be able to help you when you come home. But the reality is that is not true at all whatsoever. Now, there is a small percentage of people who do go to prison and there's some kind of rehabilitation when it comes to like the youth who gets locked up. They force them to get their GED at the very minimum. But for adults, let's say you get locked up and you have an education, but you don't know anything about finances. You kept getting locked up because you were a thief, or you kept getting locked up because of like petty charges, drug charges. You don't really have a proper rehabilitation for you while you're locked up. So you get locked up, you go do your time, and you come home and you get right back into the same things over and over and over again. A lot of those can be prevented if they had certain programs in prison while you're locked up. They don't have any financial courses in prison for the prisoners. I think that finances 101 is very important, and they don't give no kind of course for inmates. Now, don't get me wrong, when you get on certain yards, some programs might pop up like the Dave Ramsey course. Dave Ramsey is a Christian-based course, but a lot of people don't like taking Christian-based courses. So there's not courses for people to just be able to go to class and learn how not to come back to prison. What are strategies in order for you not to come back to prison? So it's kind of sad when you think like me, again, seeing 20 people come back through the prison doors. That's crazy. Again, I personally don't see how people can go back to prison over and over and over again. Now, I can say that because I went, but I haven't been back yet. I have gone to jail a few times, and I guess jail and prison is two completely different things. Like, it's completely different, and I can't stretch that enough. Like, prison, it's a whole nother ball game. Why? That's a place I don't see why people will go back. But I do understand the concept of certain people going back to prison because they don't have that proper guidance in order to learn not to go back to prison. And by that, what I'm saying is there's no programs for you. When you get locked up, there's literally nothing for you. Anything that you want to do, you pretty much have to learn on your own. And let's be real, if you're out there doing what you want to do on the streets and you're getting locked up, you probably don't have that proper motivation when it comes to like sitting down and learning some things for you not to get out of prison. So there's no programs that force you to do that. You're not gonna do nothing but lay around, watch TV, and just wait for your max out date. You go to a job that they want you to go to because obviously the prison system, they need workers, and that's what it's really about. They're just using people for workers to get what they need done, and then they're sending people home with no proper education, no proper guidance, no proper rehabilitation. All they want is their restitution, and that's it. So it's very important that there need to be like more books in prison when it comes to like the stock market, financial way, 1,000 ways to make money. I have a book downstairs somewhere, and I think it was like 101 ways to make money, like side hustle jobs. None of that is highlighted while you're locked up. It's all about shave, do this, do that, walk in a straight line. It's nothing really educational for you. Again, they do have some courses. You can get your GED back there if you're locked up in some places, not everywhere. Again, it's more you're gonna go to work versus we're gonna help you rehabilitate your life and help you not come back to prison. Like, it's so sad. Again, and a lot of people go back to prison because they just don't know what to do. They have no guidance. It goes back to that word. They have no proper guidance in what they should do when they go home. They have a felony on their record. They are looked at by society and their friends as pretty much nothing. I mean, let's be real. A lot of people look at people with bad backgrounds like they'll never change, or that a lot of people don't want to give people second chances anyway. So automatically you have so many strikes against you when you go home, and then they didn't teach you the proper things that you need to know when you go home, and it's just sad. So I don't know who this is for, or who may end up watching this video. Maybe you have a charge or something and you're about to get locked up, or maybe, heck, if you're watching this while you're locked up, or if you just came home from prison and you don't know what you do, and there's no proper structure for you when you're locked up. Again, you go home and you're like, what's the next steps? Are they going to help you find a job? No, not really. They pretty much send you home and say goodbye. Even like with mental health issues, and there's a lot of PTSD that goes on when you come home from prison. I mean, especially when you do a lot of time. So just imagine you have all of these things going on in your mind and you really don't have any proper help. Again, prison didn't help you. There's no programs to help you just, I don't want to say become a better person, because that's something you have to do within yourself, but there's no programs back there to help you see that door. Or again, if I'm lucky that I ran into another inmate who just happened to know about stocks and financial freedom, and that just opened my eyes to other things. Like I can translate trying to hustle a dime bag to me out there going to Goodwill and trying to hustle an item that I found for $1 and trying to turn that item into like 30. Like I can equate that into the same business. So to me, it's just a different type of hustle than I can equate that to. So if you can sit there and break that down to a lot of people, like, yo, okay, so you want to go break into somebody's house and take that chance to get locked up for 10 years, or you can take that chance to find $2, go into a Goodwill and turn that money into X amount of dollars. There's no risk, there's no jail time, and the percentage of you actually being profitable is significant versus the actual chances of you not getting caught for a crime is going to be a little bit significant higher. I mean, we got to break the probabilities and probabilities all the way down when it comes to the mindset of a prisoner, because a lot of people, when they get locked up, what are they locked up for? Most of them are money related crimes, but we don't know about the money that we're out there trying to get. Armed robbery charges, drug charges. These are the things that people are locked up predominantly in prisons for right now. So if you look at the percentage of people locked up for drug crimes, they're probably doing it for a hustle, or they might have been doing it to get high, but they might have been doing it for that hustle. A lot of drug dealers get locked up because of that hustle factor. So if there was a new hustle that you can instill in somebody, if you can just teach them and break it down for them like an hourly wage, like, bro, you have that hustle in you, you already have that mentality, take that knowledge that you have and utilize that and go open a business, and you can make so much more money per hour than whatever hustle you think is going to make you that get rich quick scheme. Because get rich quick schemes are rare, few, far in between. Like, that's just the reality of it. Like, it's a grind. That's what this life's about. It's a grind, especially when you throwing like work into it. Like it's a real grind. So we had this mentality while we're locked up of, okay, I'm just gonna go home and do the same things, because again, there's no education while you're locked up. It's literally you watch TV all day, or you go work for the man all day, and you come to your dorm and that's it. Like, that's it. There's no, okay guys, you must go to this program. There's programs that are optional, but let's be real, a lot of people aren't going to take those programs. And then the programs they do offer aren't real programs. They offer like carpentry and things of that nature. But think about that. That's a lot of those classes and courses are packed. You have so many people sitting around in the dorms all day, not doing nothing to further their mental education, their mental minds, like that. And that's what it's about. Like, once we can break that wall of getting into somebody's mental and really showing them what they can be doing, that can change lives. And that's what it's about. Like, I understand people who go to prison, or prisoners did something bad, whatever, slap them on the wrist. I mean, there's prisoners back there who deserve it. They deserve to be locked up forever. I get all that. But come on, let's be real. We do know there is a large percentage of people locked up for petty crimes, people who actually didn't do crimes, or some people who just didn't deserve all the time that they probably got. And there's really no way for them to go besides, in their mind, down when they come home. I mean, you have your select few who come home and they get on the right path immediately, but the majority, they just don't know where they're going. You ask a lot of people while they're locked up, what's your next step? When you go home, you have your release date, you're going home at such and such date, what's your next step? A lot of them don't know. Well, I'm hoping I can get a job with my homeboy, or, you know, maybe, like, there's no real guidance. There's no place that have a plate. There's plate, don't get me wrong, like, on a minor scale, certain states, there may be places when you come home, they have a place you can go and they will help you find a job. They do have places like that, but those jobs that they're trying to help you find, they're going to be temp jobs, temp services. You won't be making a lot of money. They'll be watching you, and come on, we know what kind of jobs that they are. And again, those that's not everywhere. That's not in every state. When I came home, they hooked me up with nothing. In my state, they will help you with like mental health insurance and things of that nature up to like a year when you come home, if you served a certain amount of time, because they know, again, prison, you can come home with a lot of problems. And I didn't fall under the threshold of being locked up long enough to have problems. But I mean, I know people who get locked up and they're crazy. They come home crazy. They don't know what to do. There's no proper guidance for them while we're locked up. I'm not saying we need guidance counselors back there while you're locked up, but you need actual programs for prisoners to be able to go to, sign up for, to be able to make a better way for them when they come home. I mean, that's what it's about. You don't want people in prison, right? You want to lower the crime rate, right? Show people another way. Break it down for people. Like, give them actual education. You're forcing them, you're putting all this money into locking these people up, but you won't take a small percentage of that money to give them proper education, not to turn themselves around. It's because they want them to come back. Just think about that. They want these people to go back to jail. They want me to go back to jail. There's no encouragement in prison. I remember, I probably told this story 1,000 times. I want to do a whole video about it. But the commissary lady on the way out of prison, she was like, she'll see me again. Like, what? Like, you don't even know me to say that. What, because I didn't work for free in prison, I'm not going to be a worker on the street, or I'm not a hard worker, I'm not worthy enough? What, my character tells you that I'm going to come? That's the mindset that they want you to have. Like, you're coming back. That's crazy. Like, how dare they even employ people to tell you that you're going to come back to prison? Yeah, anyways, but what's the purpose of this video? I guess to show you when you're locked up, like, there's no guidance. Like, your daily schedule. You wake up 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, they put you in a line, make sure you shave. They don't, again, it's not about education. They just make sure you shave. It has nothing to do with nothing. They raid your lockers all day and every day, making sure that you don't have contraband, which is understandable, but they are petty. They'll take away if you have too many soups. If I gave a friend a pack of Skittles, they saw me give a friend a pack of Skittles, they'll take that away. Like, they're so petty. They focus on the petty things rather than focus on the things that actually matter. Yeah, I almost got put in lockup for giving somebody an ice cream. Facts. Might do a video on that as well. But it's just crazy, the scenarios that you got to go through when you're locked up that are all pretty much negative, but they ain't trying to do nothing to help you out. Like, they just want you to sit in misery all day. If you're lucky enough to have a TV, then watch TV. If you're lucky enough to have a radio, then listen to your radio all day. But let's be real, what's on the radio that's positive that you can listen to while you're locked up? You're gonna listen to the radio stations that's local. Nobody's clicking on AM to listen to anything positive. Let's be real. So you're listening to the same junk that got you in prison. And that's, again, and I say junk, and I'm referring to rap music when I said that. I listen to rap, so I don't mean like all rap is junk. I listen to a lot of rap, but there's a lot of rap music that people really take seriously and they listen to, just like TV shows, movies. People see images of other people and they want to become that. And once they want to become that, they still listen to whatever they want to become, or watch whatever they want to become, and that's all they're blinded by. So they're hearing nothing but the negative words and F your mamas and everybody's bees and you got to do it this way to grind, and like, they, you know what I'm saying, they don't want to listen to the positivity side of life that can be if it was shown to them. You know, if you can force somebody to see something positive for a certain amount of time, they'll take a piece of some of that positivity. And these hustlers who went to prison for crimes of like money nature, again, if you put some kind of financial course in front of them, or if you show them there's another way besides what they were doing to make some money, and I'm talking about like stacks of money, then yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll take that route. Not everybody, because you're always going to have that one, those few, I'm about to say 1 or 2 idiots. So you're always going to have those 1 or 2 idiots who are going to take that dumb route and continue down the path of evil. But you're going to be able to save a lot of people who want to find that path of good, but they just don't know how. They don't know where to turn. They've never seen that path. They've never even heard of that path. They're probably in trouble in life because they start hanging around a crowd who that's all they knew. All they knew was whatever they got locked up for. And once they get locked up, they're gonna get around that same crowd in prison, because that's all prison is. It's that same crowd times 10, and it's not good. Like, what do you think prison's full of? It's not like people are in prison for crimes of good. I mean, you're surrounded by people who come up with schemes to do more schemes. So when they go home, they're trying to do the schemes that they learned from people in prison. So they end up right back in prison. What the hell? Think about that. So if you put somebody in jail and they get to hang around the same pretty much crowd, but a little times worse than what they were hanging out on the street, they're not going to take anything positive or anything good unless you give them something to kind of like go towards. If that made any sense. I don't know. Did it make sense? I hope it made sense. It made sense to me. It made sense when it was coming out my mouth. So hope it makes sense to y'all. So anyways, I think I'm starting to ramble in this video and it's getting a little bit too long for my liking. But anyways, yeah, prison, they don't help you out for nothing, man. Nothing. Like, yeah, it's not but a revolving door. So make sure you stay out that revolving door, and it's all about education. That's what it's really all about at the end of the day. Proper education, learning something, having something to look forward to. When you're locked up, man, that can change so many lives. But a lot of people don't have anything to look forward to. They don't know anything but what they knew before they got locked up. And I don't know. But I don't know. It's just like rehab, you know. A lot of people go to rehab, and a lot of people will come back to rehab because they need to come back several times. But a lot of people go to rehab one time, they get the book that they have in rehab, and they take all the steps and they do everything they need to do, and they get a better understanding of what it is they really should be doing and why drugs are so stupid. That's what finances can be for prisoners, or financial, I need to be saying financial education. That's what I should be saying. So that's what financial education can be for prisoners. That rehab, yeah, once you give them what financial education that they need, a lot of them will soak it up and never come back to prison. Some of them will soak it up and try to use it for other crap and go back to prison. But I don't know, it's all about education at the end of the day. But anyways, yeah, this video is too long. So anyways, make sure that you bless somebody today, because I promise you I'm gonna bless somebody tomorrow. At this point in time, your boy Tay is out.